We're going to talk about cleaning your musket after you fire it. That's kind of a quick way of doing this, plus I intend to go out and shoot it again. But if you look at the musket, this area here, the wood, everything, the muzzle is all gnarly, but I wiped most of that off, and the ramrod itself is all covered in goo. So first step, doing this, get some solvent in a rag. This is just a black powder water-based solvent. I made this up from the concentrate that you get at Dixie Gun Works. You know, and then this white, this is built up from one end to the other with this stuff. Look at it. Okay? You would just wipe it down with that and then oil it. Hit it with WD-40 or Volastol or whatever. But it has to be clean, because if not, this will rust. And you got to get in the little ball end. Oh, a lot of junk in there. Alright, so you get this clean, and then there's the locked area and where the nipple, especially where the nipple is. I did wipe off some of this in this area in here. Might even get a toothbrush to get this, because this got filthy lock plate, and the barrel, this breech area, gets fouled. So you might want to clean that. Take the nipple off, get a toothbrush, clean it. And then see, I wiped a lot of the whole end of the barrel was covered with goo. So you want to get that off, because it all is corrosive. Down in the stock there's some in here. So wipe all the stuff off first. Now you can do this before or after. And like I said, I know I'm going to go out and shoot this tomorrow. This should be taken apart and try to get up, make sure you get up under the wood line. Next thing we're going to do is going to get a nipple wrench, which this really isn't a good one, but it's the one I have. I'm going to loosen the nipple and remove it. And in this I'll just flush out, brush off, oil and clean. When you go to Track of the Wolf, and they have what they call barrel flush systems, and they send you this little fitting, and these are threaded, and it's got a little rubber gasket on there. These are threaded specifically to the guns. In other words, I had to buy two of them, because one of these fits in a Pedersoli 1861, and the thread size of the nipple is different on that Enfield I have upstairs. So I had to get two. So you want to thread that in till it hits the little rubber gasket. And then tighten that down. Fairly tight, don't get crazy with it. Okay, so now we'll open it up all the way. Now we have this little fitting in there. And there's this section of hose that comes with it. And fortunately it's curled up. I'd like it to kind of straighten it, but I see this is going to be a pain. And you take one end of the hose and press it on to this fitting, just like that. Okay, we're going to set this aside, and what I've done is I've went and got a thing of boiling water, and we're going to flush the barrel out. Oh, you will need a cleaning rod with a button jag of the correct size, and then just a dry clean patch. And we'll get back here. Okay, what I've done is I've securely clamped the musket to the table. I have the hose installed in a bucket, and I have a little bit, with a couple drops dishwashing water and then boiling water into the bucket, and then we're going to flush the barrel. So I'm going to get that set, but you see the hose is not cooperating with me. So let me get it set up, change the camera angle, and I think you guys get the idea what's going to go on here, and we're going to flush the barrel. Alright, I got the boiling water in there. Got our rod patch. Now it's just getting the tube down into the water. Put the dry patch on. Jag. Probably need 2 people for this. But there we go, now it's bubbling. Well, let me see. Hose kind of got straighter. There we go, now we're drawing. So I think you guys get the idea, and that flushes it out. I'm going to work on this. I think I got the hose set somewhere. The single patch alone was a little thin, so I had to double the patch up to get the suction I needed. Now this is doing it quite well. And yes, the water is blacker than hell. So flush that in and out a few times. Yeah, let's see. See, it's a little cleaner. So most of that stuff got flushed out. So that's the barrel flushing end of it. It is a little tricky, something you gotta practice at, but once that boiling water got in that hose, it straightened out. Alright, now that we've done the flush, which I believe removed most of the debris. I did the pistols too while I was there, the boiling water. Boiling water is good, it cleans. I just flushed them out with a, I gotta clean these better. But most of the residue got knocked out of there. So now, take a clean cotton patch, solvent, run it down the board and see what we get. Actually, quite clean. I like that. So I'll run a dry one down. And there's two things you could do. You could spray the barrel down with WD-40 because it dissipates the water. Or you can use volatile, and I think that's what I'll do because I know I'm going to go shoot this tomorrow. I can sweat it. Some people use this mixed in water to as a cleaner for black powder. That's pretty clean. That is pretty clean. Like I said, run this down there again. Yes, sir. All right. I'm going to coat the outside of the gun with that volatile. And one area that was kind of critical, I'm going to flush the nipple separate. You got to clean down here in the bolster. It got built up, so I scraped that off. But if we do shoot this tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to take it apart and do a real thorough cleaning because I'm going to put it up for a while. But that's kind of your easy way of cleaning, you know. Now it's just applying this, rubbing it down, flushing out the nipple, and putting it back together. So that's how you kind of use the barrel flush system. I know it didn't go smoothly, but I think you guys get the idea. Okay, you just got to make sure your patch is tight enough to get a draw, and it flushes all of that stuff right out. And that boiling water, there was boiling water, so be careful, you will burn your hands. Does a decent job. All right, guys, thanks and stay tuned.